Okay. So again, good morning, everyone. Yesterday we did the snake and the mirror, and today we are here to start on with another chapter, which is in Moments, chapter number 5, the Happy Prince. So whenever we talk about a happy prince, see, this is one of the story that in your childhood also you must have read or maybe heard by your parents or any of the teachers, right? Because this is one of the chapter that was basically mentioned in class 5th as well in a different kind of formation. So you can say some moderations have been done right now, but certainly a bit of the story is still the same. So when we talk about a happy prince was basically a statue. Okay, so I hope you everybody knows what a statue is. Statue is basically, it is made of stone and everything, and it cannot move or do anything, right? So it is the happy prince here, the character when we talk about is basically a statue. It is not a human being that could talk or walk or do something like this. So now it is genuinity, or you can say the modesty, or you can say the sympathy, or you can say the love and care of the happy prince for the people around the city. Okay, and now we are going to proceed forward with this one, and we'll get to know what exactly this chapter has to tell to us, right? Okay, so now let's get started. Let me just unmute someone. Okay, I'll unmute Haripriya today. Haripriya, let's get started. Start reading, please.
The Happy Prince was a beautiful statue. He was covered with gold. He had surprise for eyes and a ruby in his sword. Why did he want to part
I
with
think
all the gold that he had and precious stone?
Haripriya, some issue is there with your voice basically. I think some internet connection is slow or something. So I'll give the chance to someone else today. We'll give the chance to you the next day. Okay. When your internet connection is stable. Okay. Good. So now let me give the chance to Bhumi. Okay, Bhumi of 9th A, let's get started. And you have to read from here. The Happy Prince was a beautiful statue.
Okay, ma'am. The Happy Prince was a beautiful statue. He was covered with gold. He had sapphire for eyes and a ruby in his sword. Why did he want to part with all the gold that he had and his precious stones?
So now,
High above the city,
whenever we start up a chapter, we have a question. So in this, what question do we have? We have a question that there is a beautiful statue of Happy Prince, and he's all covered with gold and sapphires for his eyes. Sapphires is basically again a stone. That means it's put in his eye. So it is a very, very precious stone, right? And he has rubies. Rubies is again, if you have seen your mom wearing ruby stone ring or somewhere, you have seen earrings or something, this is also a precious stone. So already he was so much precious that he had all the gold in it, he had sapphires, he had this ruby in his eyes. So what was the thing that made him just go away all the things? That means what made him do to take all the gold, take all the precious stones? Let's see further in the chapter. Bhumi, please continue.
high above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes, he had two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt.
So
One night there flew
one day what happened, we're talking about high above on the city. That means the statue was very high. Okay, it was made a long feet above, right? And what happened, there was a statue and the name was Happy Prince. So he was glided all over with thin leaves of fine gold. That means the outer covering of the statue was all of gold, right? And then obviously we talked about that he had a lot of sapphires. That means he had two bright sapphires. That means precious stone in his eyes, and he had a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. Sword hilt means the upper portion. If you see, I'll just put the cursor in here. If you can see here, this is the hilt of the top portion of the sword, right? So a proper ruby, a big ruby was there, okay, on the sword hilt. Thank you, Bhumi. I'll unmute someone else now. Let's give the chance to Ishita Bhola. Ishita, please continue.
One night there flew over the city a little swallow. His prince had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind. Then he decided to go to Egypt too. All day long he flew, and at night time he arrived at the city.
Okay,
Where
Shika.
shall
So whenever I'll be giving you a chance to read, what you'll do is you'll complete one paragraph and let me just explain it, and then we'll proceed to the next paragraph. Okay. So when we talk about this one, what happened one night? There was a swallow. Swallow is basically a bird, right? Swallow. I'll just see if I can show you. Yeah, I think I can show you this. Let me just show you swallow bird, right? Let us just see how it looks like. So this, if you are able to see, I am sharing my screen, it must be visible to you. This is a swallow bird, right? So it is a kind of a bird. So this is basically when we talk about, so basically what happened one day, a bird, a swallow bird was going through there, okay, and his friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before. That means it was away from the friends. So friends have already turned out to Egypt 6 weeks ago, but it stayed. Okay, and it is then he decided to go to Egypt too. So now it decided that I will also go to Egypt soon. So then what happened? All day long he flew, and at night time he arrived at the city. So all day long, that means all the day he was just flying and flying and flying. At night it arrived to the city. Which city? The city in which the happy prince was there. So let's see where they meet and what conversation they have between themselves. Okay, so now let me give the chance to Vidhi Mahajan. Let's continue.
Where shall I put up? He said. I hope the town has made preparation. Then he saw the statue on the tall column.
Okay, so when we talk about this one, it is saying that where should I go? Where should I put myself? Where should I sleep? Or where should I take the rest? Right? And then he saw, who saw? Swallow. The swallow bird, he saw a tall statue. So then he went on to the statue. Continue with the.
I will put up there, he cried. It is a fine position with plenty of fresh air. So he alighted just between the feet of the happy prince.
Okay, so when you see there is a column, I'll just put up here. This is the column on which the statue was there, and the swallow, he came and sit here between the legs. Continue with the.
I have a golden bedroom, he said softly to himself as he looked around, and he prepared to go to sleep. But just as he was putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing, he cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining.
Okay, so when what happened, that basically the bird was there, and then it saw that this column, obviously we told about that this is the column, this is the statue, okay, and this is the column which was all covered with gold. So then he decided that, oh my god, what a bed I have, what a wonderful bed I have of gold, right? And then suddenly from somewhere he actually saw a large drop of water falling on him, right? And then he cried, what a curious thing, I mean, what is this actually, right? And then there is not a single cloud in the sky, the stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. So what he said, that the stars are there, the cloud is so clear, no, the sky is so clear, there is no cloud, it is not raining, and still something is happening, I'm getting some rain near me. So where is it coming from? Obviously if I ask you a question, do you actually think that a statue can cry? How many of you think a statue can cry? I have never seen a statue crying or doing something like this. So now he was wondering, where is actually the rain coming from? If the sky is so clear, where is it actually coming from? Okay. Okay, so I've already started getting the text. No, ma'am, it does not happen. Okay, good. So now let me give a chance to someone else. Thank you so much, Vidhi. Let's proceed on. Okay, so I'll give a chance to Balkaran then. Balkaran, please proceed on.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you say, ma'am, from where I have to read?
Balkaran, we are on page number 29, and you have to start on with what is the use of a statue. The second
Okay, ma'am.
paragraph.
Okay. What is the use of a statue if it cannot keep the rain off? He said, I must look for a good chimney pot, and he determined to fly away. But before he had opened his wings, a third drop fall, and he looked up and saw. Ah, what did he see? The eye of Happy Prince was filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the light's shadow was filled with pity.
Okay,
Who
Balkan,
are you?
to stop, let me just explain till here. Okay, so exactly what happened till the time the swallow was thinking that it's raining, and what is the use of this, what is the use of this, what we can say, the statue, if the rain is not being stopped, right? But certainly something happened. He just saw again, because when the third drop fell, right, in this it is written a third drop fell. So when the third drop fell on, he started this, looking up, and what did he see? He actually saw that the Happy Prince was filled with tears. Now, exactly what was happening, the Happy Prince, the statue of the prince, it was crying, and it was crying, and the tears were rolling down from his golden cheeks. Why it is referred to as golden cheeks? Anybody who could tell me why is it golden cheeks? I'm waiting for you in the text box. Anybody who could tell me why is it golden cheeks? Yes, I got the answer from Suhani, because yes, Shruti, it is made up of gold. Absolutely right. Yes, Ananya, Manasvi, and Ridhima. Absolutely right. It is referred to as golden cheeks. Reason being that the statue was already covered with all the gold, right? And that is the reason it is being referred to as golden cheeks. Balkaran, continue, please.
Who are you? He said. I am the Happy Prince. Why are you weeping then? Asked the fellow. You have quite drenched me.
Drenched me.
When I was drenched me. When I was alive and had a human heart, answered the statue. I didn't know what tears were, for I lived in the palace. Happy where what's it? Here, where Rose is not allowed to enter. My countries called me the Happy Prince, and the happy needed I was. So I
Indeed, I
lived, and
was.
indeed I was. So I lived, and so I died. And now I am dead. They have set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness and all the misery of my city, and
Misery of
through
my
my
city.
through my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep.
Okay, thank Okay, so basically what happened, the just give me a minute, please. Yes, so basically what happened, the solo actually started asking, he started asking the Happy Prince, that what happened to you, why are you actually crying, right, what is wrong with you? And suddenly what happened, that he said that okay, all the things that had happened with, guys, just give me a minute, please. I'm just getting some of the text from the students. I think there's some doubt or something. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Okay, done. Thanks for waiting, guys. Yeah, let's get started. So, yeah, where was I? I was saying that when I was alive and had a human heart, answered the statue, I did not allow what tears were. That when I was alive, when I was there in my city, nothing wrong, nothing sad, nothing sorrow came into my heart. Nothing bad happened to me. But now, what happened when I am died? All the things have been turned around and all the things are going wrong. A lot of sorrow is there, a lot of ugliness is there, a lot of misery is there. Misery is basically bad things are going on. They're not happy anymore. Not no happiness is there in my city. Okay, and though my heart is made up of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep. That means though I am made of statue, I am made of lead, but still I am not a human being, but still I cannot, control myself to weep. I cannot control myself to cry because I'm seeing the people in my city too badly, influenced and too in such a bad situation that I feel very, very bad for them, right? What? Is it not solid gold? Said the swallow to himself. He was too polite to make any personal remarks. So now he said that, is it not your gold? I mean, you have such gold with you, and why are you even crying? You are so rich, you have such precious gems with you. What is wrong with you then? Far away, continued the statue in a low, musical voice. Far away in a little street, there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and though it, I can see a woman seated at a table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has a coarse, red hands all pricked by the needle, for she is a seamstress. She is embroidering flower on a satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maid of honors to wear at the next court ball. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. He has a fever and he's asking his mother to give him oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water. So he's crying, swallow, swallow, little swallow. Will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to his pedestal and I cannot move. So this is a musical note. First of all, the prince is actually saying in a musical note to the swallow. And what it is saying? It is saying that there's a woman who is there in the next house, and what she is doing, she's a seamstress. Seamstress को the tailor बोल सकते हो आप उसको, right? So she's a seamstress, and what is she doing? She's embroidering the flowers in the satin gown. For whom? For the maid of honors of the queen, right? And what is it saying? It is saying that, can you please go and give this ruby? Where is the ruby? The ruby is in the sword hilt. Sword hilt means, I told you, the upper part of the sword, right? So it is there, the ruby is there. Can you please go and give this to that woman, please? Why you wanted to give that ruby to the women? Reason being, because there is a little boy, that means who is the son of that old woman. So he wanted that, I want to give it to someone, I wanted to give it to someone who is needy of it, who needs it. So now the small boy, he's ill and she's not too much rich, she's not having that much money, and that is the reason I want you to take out this ruby from my sword and give it to the old women. Okay, everyone? So now let me just unmute somebody to read. Webavi of 9th B, please continue reading. I am waited for in Egypt.
Ma'am, please can you tell me from where I have to read?
Better you have to read from I am waited for in Egypt. Page number 30.
I am waited for in Egypt, said the swallow. My friends are flying up and down to the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers. Soon they will go to sleep. The prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. The boy is so thirsty and the mother so sad. He said, I don't think I like boys, answered the swallow. I want to go to Egypt. But the happy prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry. It is very cold there, he said, but he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. Thank you, little swallow, said the prince.
Okay, Weber, we need to stop here. So basically what happened, the prince was saying to the swallow that please stay here and give this ruby to the woman. But now the swallow said that my friends are already going to Egypt and I also want to go to Egypt because then I'll be late for them to go, right? So he said that let me go and let me just go and see in there. Okay, so Now the prince was very, very sad, and he said, please don't go, please be my messenger, because as you see, the little boy is very, very thirsty, and the woman is not too much rich to go, right, to to give something to the boy. So please help me and be my messenger. So now the Swallow agreed that, okay, for one day I will be your messenger, and I'm going to I'm going to do the things that you want me to do. I'll support you today. Okay, we'll stop in here, just go through it another 1 minute, and then we'll start. Okay. Let me just unmute someone else now for the reading. Ananya, let's start.
The swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. He passed by the cathedral tower where the white marble angels were sculptured. He passed by the palace and heard the sound of dancing. A beautiful girl came out of the balcony with her lover.
So basically what happened in this, he was just the Swallow, he picked up the ruby from the prince's sword, and then he flew towards the woman. And while he was just going in there, what does he see? He sees that there is a cathedral tower. Cathedral tower is basically the church kind of a building wherein they were dancing. Okay, so she came out and she was like that, I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball. Now who do you think this girl could be? Whose gown was she? The woman, she was, what she was doing, she was embroidering somebody's gown. So who is the girl? Anybody who can tell me who the girl could be? The girl was waiting for the dress. Yes, I got the answer from Ananya. Absolutely right. She's the maid of honor. Absolutely right. So no, she's not the queen. She's the maid of honor who was waiting for her gown to be made by the woman. The Swallow is going for the ruby. Okay. Chalo, let's get started. Ananya, continue.
I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. He passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging on the mast of the ships. At last, he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed, and the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired, in he hoped, and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. How could I feel? Said the boy. I must be getting better, and he sank into a delicious slumber.
Okay, so basically what happened, the Swallow, he reached to the boy and he saw that the boy was feverishly in the bed, means he was having sort of fever. Okay, and then what the Swallow did, he took the ruby and he gave it near the women. So obviously the woman was sleeping, so he kept the stone near the woman, and then what he did, he actually started moving around the boy. Why he was moving around the boy? So that he could feel the good air, he could feel cool, okay, by his wings. And that is what he did. And then what happened, then the boy, he actually slept, he had a delicious slumber, means he sank into a delicious slumber. It means that he had an amazing sleep that way. Okay, chalo, Ananya, continue.
Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. It is curious, he remarked, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold. That is
Continue.
because you have done a good action, said the prince. And the little swallow began to think and then fell asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy.
Okay, thank you, Ananya. So basically what happened, it came back, the Swallow came back to the happy prince and said that, I don't know, I just feel so warm right now, even it is so cold, but still I'm feeling warm. I don't know why. So the happy prince said, because you have done a good deed, you have done something very good, you have helped someone who wanted it, who wanted that help, so you have actually helped that person, right? And here we end the chapter. That means for today. Tomorrow we are going to continue. Probably on Monday, we are going to continue with this one. So till now, whatever we have read, just go through it. Okay, we have just done the first scene, and then we'll see how it actually helps the other people and the whole city by taking out all the gold and all the stones from it. Okay, so do not just leave the meeting, because I have not yet taken the attendance. And one more thing, I'll wait in the chat box. Whose turn was it to start up with the thought? Whose chance was it to say the thought today? If I'm not wrong, was it Anushka? If I'm not wrong, but just tell me, whose chance was it to say the thought? Anushka. So Anushka, are you ready with the thought? Anushka Sharma of 9th A, are you ready with the thought, beta? Okay, so Anushka, I'm unmuting you. Let's start with the thought, please.
One small positive thought in the morning can change the whole day.
Okay, repeat it again.
One small positive thought in the morning can change the whole day.
Okay, thank you, Anushka. So see, when she says a small, a good positive thought can change the whole day, that means whenever you wake up in the morning, you should actually be positive enough, rather than saying, "Are yaar, okay, fine, I'll be having a class today," and something like this, So don't be like this. Just stay positive in the morning as well, so that you could be, positive the whole day, and it could enlighten your day in a very, very good